Harper and Harper Audio present Flat Stanley's Adventures in Classroom 2E, The Great Robot Race, created by Jeff Brown, written by Kate Egan, performed by Andrew Iden. 1. Music Class. Stanley Lambchop needed to cover his ears. His second grade class was sitting in the music room at Maple Shade Elementary School, and every one of his classmates was playing an instrument called a recorder. There was only one problem: no one really knew how to do it yet. His classmates were just blowing air into the recorders. The sound that came out of them could not really be called music, Stanley thought. It could only be called noise, and nothing could save Stanley from hearing it, not even his secret superpower. Stanley Lambchop was not a superhero, but he could do things that no one else could do. That was because he was as flat as a piece of paper. Not that long ago, a bulletin board had fallen off his bedroom wall and landed right on top of him. Now that Stanley was flat, he could fold himself into an envelope. He could fit into small spaces. He could be a sail or a kite or a blanket. But even flatness had its limits. Flatness could not protect him from this terrible noise. Stanley's class was sitting in a circle. Their usual teacher, Ms. Root, was back in their usual room, classroom 2E. Right now, Stanley and his friends were with their music teacher, Ms. Albert. "That is a good start, class," she said. Ms. Albert clearly did not mind the noise. "You will all be playing songs in no time." Stanley looked at his best friend Marco, who was sitting next to him. "I hope that will be true," Stanley whispered. "Right now, the noise sounds like a bunch of ducks on a bad day." Marco giggled. With her own recorder, Ms. Albert showed the students where to place their hands on their instruments. Then she showed them where to place their fingers to play a note. "This will be your first note," she said. "It's called a B." Stanley tried to play the B. It sounded like a shriek. He tried again, and it sounded like a squawk. It did not sound like a song or even any part of a song. Stanley turned to Marco again. "I don't think this is working," he said. "I think I've got it," Marco said. But when he tried to play his B, he played a bunch of other notes at the same time. Stanley shook his head. "I think we need some help," he said. He turned to look for Ms. Albert, but she was on the other side of the room. She was slowly making her way around the circle, helping students one by one. Stanley's classmate Josie made a buzzing sound with her recorder. Then, with Ms. Albert's help, she played a perfect B. Stanley sighed. He still missed music class the way it used to be. Back in first grade, music class was all about singing, and Stanley Lambchop loved to sing. "Remember last year?" Stanley asked Marco. Marco nodded. He knew just what Stanley was talking about. They were best friends, after all. "I loved first grade music class," said Marco. "I loved singing in the concert." "Yes," said Stanley. He and Marco had been right in the front row. Stanley still knew all the songs they sang, and this year, his younger brother Arthur was learning them too. Arthur was in first grade now, so he was doing everything Stanley used to do. That included singing in a concert of his own. Today, while Stanley sat in this circle, his parents were arriving at school to see the concert. While Stanley's classmates were trying to play the recorder, Arthur's class was lining up to go to the auditorium. Mr. and Mrs. Lambchop would hear Arthur singing all of Stanley's favorite songs, but Stanley would not be with them. His parents thought Stanley needed to stay with his own class. "We wouldn't want you to miss anything important," Mrs. Lambchop had said. "But we will take both of you boys out for ice cream after school. How does that sound?" That did not sound so great to Stanley. He did not care about eating ice cream. He wanted to hear his brother sing. "Arthur's concert is today," Stanley told Marco. "Like right now." "What?" said Marco.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?